Okay, here we go. Part 16.
That's your training, isn't it?
It's what we're trained to do.
It's training. Double tap maximizes the lethality of your shooting, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's better.
Did you see the confusion on her face when she said yes, sir? She absolutely did not understand his question, and she answered yes, sir. I can't believe that. I mean, this is a supposedly 5-year senior officer, maybe not senior, but 5 years experience. In 3 years, they moved her to a freaking task force or a crime suppression unit or whatever the hell they call it. They moved her to where there's only 5 people in the whole division on it, and she was on that unit. And she doesn't know how to say, I don't know, and she doesn't know how to stop a DA from beating the hell out of her. I mean, look at her facial expression when she answers this question. It absolutely says, I'm unsure, and I don't know what the hell you just asked, but I'm going to answer, yes, sir. Are you kidding me?
That maximizes the lethality of your shooting, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's better than one shot to the heart.
I just did what I was trained to do.
Because you resort to training, right?
Yes, I do.
You rely on your training.
Yes, sir.
It aids you.
Yes, sir.
And in crisis.
See how he's doing these really quick? Your training aids you, your training. Then he's going to pop in some question you're not expecting, and you're going to say yes, because you just said yes 40 times. Don't give those short answers if you can elaborate. Isn't that your training? Instead of yes, sir, we're trained to double tap for several reasons. To stop the threat, one round doesn't always stop, and a lot of times cops miss. That's why we're trained for double tapping. Isn't it true that 2 shots to the heart is better than 1? Well, we don't aim for the heart, we aim for center mass, and since we miss a lot of times, it's very rarely that 2 of our bullets hit the same spot. Make him look like an idiot. Don't let him run his agenda on you.
You resort to your training.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to come back to that. So you indicated to...
That's not a good thing. Okay, when he's setting you up like that, he's going to come back and get you and say, didn't you testify earlier you resort? Remember when I asked you if you resort to your training, you said yes? Yes. Well, why didn't you resort to it here? And why did you resort to it here? And why didn't you here? That's just going to be used against you. I'm not saying she couldn't answer that. He's just setting her up, and she's kind of walking along like a willful idiot instead of defending herself.
Mr. Shook, that Mr. John was standing about here, you're in the door when you shot him twice. You shot at him twice.
Yes, sir.
So is that going to be right there in the main hallway of that apartment, like when you open up the door? Let me just reorient this.
Where the hell is the question in that? He just testified for a minute, and there was no damn question. Where's her attorney? You do not want any lawyer pushing their agenda on the jury unchallenged. Make him apply by the court rules. Your job is to question and get an answer. It's not to give testimony.
So this is the door to apartment 1478, right?
Yes, sir.
You with me?
Yes.
It opens to the left, just like this, right?
Yes.
Right, so you're saying that you're standing inside, somewhere here around the door, and you see him coming from the very back, coming right at you.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it's going to be in that main corridor.
So see, he's repeating her testimony, and he's getting her to agree. So if he misrepresents her testimony and she agrees, he can come back and go, you know, after reviewing your earlier testimony, you testified this. When I asked you a question and said you testified this, you said you did. Which one is it? Is it what you testified, or is it what you told me you testified? You allow him to use that against you by agreeing with him, instead of saying, hey, I think I testified to this, or from what I remember, this is what I testified. You don't let him lock you down so he can use it against you. And if you do it, hopefully your attorney will object and say, if he wants former testimony read into the record, let's read in her testimony. But I don't want the DA testifying to her testimony. I mean, it's very easy for this lawyer to make some... I mean, damn, I'm not a lawyer, but shit, this appears pretty basic to me. I'm sure I'm going to have some lawyer watch this and tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm just going by what I've been through in my court time.
Like if you compare it to your apartment, where your little baker's rack and your clock is, that main hallway, right?
Yes, explain it again, please?
Okay, so
That's the first smart answer I got. Make him repeat. Make him repeat it 20 times. I don't care. Make him, I've had attorneys ask me, try to do this shit, and I go, I don't understand the question. What do you mean you don't understand the question? I don't understand the question. Can you repeat it? Have the court reporter read back the question, Your Honor, and then they'll read it back, and I'm like, I still don't understand. It sounds like he wants 3. I'm not sure if he wants this or if he wants that or if he wants that. And then I get it all out and I make him look like an idiot. And then he'll be like, okay, let me keep it simple for you, officer. Did you? I don't know. You can act like you want to keep it simple for me. I want it simple. Knock yourself out. I'd rather it's simple than you play your stupid lawyer tricks and try to get a compound question in there and get me answering something that you can turn around and use against me.
are you talking about the main pathway in that particular apartment where from the door you can see all the way back to the end of 1478?
Yes.
Okay, so it's in that main pathway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no, we approach. Sure.
Maybe he's going to, and I'm not sure why he's approaching. I think it's better to object in front of the jury because then you get out what you think he's doing and you can slam him. But whatever.
So you've indicated this was where Mr. Jean was standing then, and the front door where you were standing was right in front.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's when you shot him twice.
Yes, sir.
And when Mr. Shook came walking up, this was the position he was standing in when you confirmed that that's where you shot him.
He came at me saying he was standing in that position, yes.
That's true, and I did not mention that, and I thank you for clarifying that. One of the things that happened in the walk from 30 feet up to here was that Mr. Jean said, hey, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes, sir.
You don't fault him for that, do you?
Not now.
No, it's his apartment.
I know that now.
Yeah. And so...
See, his question was making her look like shit, and she just said, yes, no, not now, when she could have elaborated. You need to sell your point. You need to sell yourself, and you need to sell your credibility. Now that I know what happened, it was absolutely reasonable, and I totally understand it. Unfortunately, when it happened, I did not have this information. I had to make a split-second decision on the information I had. Had I had that information, I wouldn't have shot, and we wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have to live with this, and Mr. John wouldn't be dead. Make that attorney get your message out.
When you shot him, you indicated with Mr. Shook. Mr. Shook was standing right here, and that's where you shot him twice, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and this was the position Mr. Shook was standing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you give us then some sort of an explanation that would satisfy the jury? How then you have...
See how he preferenced that question? He's making it seem like, can you give us some sort of question that would satisfy the jury? He just set up to make you look stupid, and her attorney isn't objecting. And I'm not sure what the objection would be to that, but he's editorializing, and he's making a statement and testimony rather than asking a question. Your Honor, he doesn't need to be saying what she's trying to convince the jury. My client is testifying truthfully, and it's up to the jury to make up their conclusion, not for the DA to tell them to have her give them a statement that they can believe. That's not his job, Your Honor, and I object. Slam that freaking DA right between the legs and get his attention, because he is walking all over your client, and he's blowing your damn case or your defense.
A bullet hole that's over in the rightmost corner of the apartment over there, if this is where he's standing.
That I cannot explain. I'm not an expert in
It's just
that.
physically impossible, isn't it?
I don't know that for sure.
Okay. Can you explain to me, you saw the medical examiner, right? You saw his testimony about the path of the bullet?
I did.
All right, so that would have indicated, stand up again.
See how he's ordering her around? You think this is by accident, and I'm telling you people, he has got this woman on the run. He is dealing with a woman that is stressed, that is not in her right mind, that's facing prison, that is probably suffering from some sort of PTSD, and he is literally abusing her and taking advantage of her inability to defend herself. He's talking down to her. He's attacking her. He's ordering her around. Stand up for a minute. He didn't say, can I get you to stand up over here so we can do something? It wasn't talking to her like she's human. He's ordering her around. And by doing that psychologically, he is programming and conditioning her to answer immediately when I ask you. And don't question and don't think. And you just answer. I mean, it's just freaking outrageous.
So that would have indicated, stand up again.
Notice that order? That wasn't a request. I just can't believe what this DA is allowed to get away with.
Watch your step, please. Take a normal.
Oh, now he's nice. Watch your step, please. Oh, isn't that nice? You think he cared about her step? He's trying to send her to prison for 99 years. He don't give a shit if she breaks her leg. He wanted to play the jury because I'm attacking her. I got to act like I care about her. Let me be nice. Watch your step now. Be careful. Because I'm here to help you. I'm from the government. Are you kidding me?
Shooting position. You have a one-handed shooting position, correct? All right. Mr. Jean is a good 4 inches taller than me. In order for that bullet to have gone into him at that angle, he must have been bent over something like this, right?
Your Honor, is he asking a question or is he testifying? Is he doing a scientific experiment right here in front of the jury, Your Honor? Is he asking my client to testify as to what my client fired in a crisis situation to save her life? It happened in split second in low light conditions, and he's asking her to testify the direction and flight of the bullets. Are you serious? I mean, that is such an easy objection. I can't believe this attorney is not defending his client. Freaking outrageous.
I don't know what he was.
If you saw the trajectory that the medical examiner testified to, do you have any reason to think that the medical examiner is lying?
I don't.
But so your testimony is that he was standing straight.
Your Honor, he's telling my client what her testimony is. He's testifying in front of the jury on what my client's testimony is. Jesus Christ. I cannot believe it. Man, you people think I'm overreacting. This is so inappropriate and outrageous. This would never happen. And I've seen this happen maybe once or twice in a courtroom, and the DA gets his ass chewed or the other attorney does, and it stops. I cannot believe what this DA is allowed to get a hold of, especially on a freaking murder trial. Are you kidding me? This is outrageous conduct. I feel like filing a freaking complaint with the bar myself.
Straight up looking you in the eye, or looking right at you when you shot him in the chest.
Yes, sir, when I saw him. It's the last thing I saw.
Notice how he was dismissive of her? Notice how he treated her like she's a liar and she's an idiot? Stand up. So you're telling me you looked him straight in the eye? Sit down. He points at her and turns his back and walks away. His courtroom demeanor and bedside manner suck, and I hope the jury says when they find her innocent that the DA was a complete jerk, and that's why we ruled against you. Watch the way he dismisses her.
Yes, sir, when I saw him. It's the last thing.
In the eye, or looking right at you when you shot him in the chest.
Yes, sir, when I saw him. It's the last thing I saw.
Looked down, didn't listen to her answer, turned away, turned his back to her, just pointed to where you see. Sit down, you dog. I'm done making you look like an idiot. Oh, man, this is outrageous. I hope there's some attorneys out here that might watch this and would back me up on what a jerk and how this guy is treating this witness.
So you were looking that man right in the eye when you shot him in the heart?
I wouldn't say his eye. I was looking at the person that was standing in front of me.
Okay, you're trained. Not only did you do a double tap, again relying on your training, but you shot him exactly where you as a police officer are trained to aim, didn't you?
Yes, that's where we're trained.
Where are you trained to shoot a human being?
Rephrase that?
She should know to say center mass. We're taught to shoot center mass. And we're taught to shoot center mass because most of our shootings are reactive. And action beats reaction. And when he came at me, I reacted. And when I react, I shoot at center mass because it increases the likelihood of my shots hitting the target. If I aim for a pinky toe or his left finger, the odds of me missing increases and I could end up dead. So all cops are trained to shoot at center mass or the largest mass available, the center of that mass that's available, to increase the chances that we get a hit. Because I've already said that cops miss like 85% of the time. So that's why we're taught to shoot center mass. It's not that we're taught to shoot to kill. It's not that we're taught to shoot him in the heart. It's that we're taught to shoot center mass. That's what I'm trained. If you don't like the way I was trained, then change the training procedure. But don't try to paint a picture to this jury that I somehow wanted to shoot him twice in the heart and kill him because he was eating ice cream. Because I don't buy it. Ugh.
Where are you trained to shoot?
Notice this condescending. There's just objections all over the place. He is being total condescending to her, and he's talking down to her in front of the jury. He's not being professional, and he's being a freaking jerk. And that's pretty much what he ought to object to if her attorney had a set of balls.
Rephrase that?
Where are you trained to shoot a human being?
In the center mass.
That's right. And you're trained repeatedly when you qualify to shoot at an individual center mass if you wish to stop them.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you know what a bullet is, don't you?
I do.
So
Are you kidding me? Did you really just ask my client what a bullet is? Really? That's relevant? Your Honor, he's asking questions, being sarcastic and smart aleck in front of the jury. How is, if she knows what a bullet is? She's carried a gun. She's been through the police academy. She fired her gun in the police academy. Of course she knows. Why is that relevant to this situation, Your Honor? Can you please have him tell me the relevancy? I mean, come on, people.
you knew when you were shooting that gun that you were using deadly force against Mr. Jean.
Deadly force is defined as that force which would cause seriously bodily injury and or death. That is deadly force. When any officer uses their gun to defend their life, it is considered deadly force. That is correct. That's how you answer his stupid questions when he's trying to make it out that you wanted to kill this guy.
Yes, it was a...
Using deadly force against Mr. Jean.
Yes, it was a threat at the time.
Ma'am, will you answer my questions?
See? Don't... Every time she veers off his yes or no answer, he chastises her. He corrects her. He beats her down. He kicks her and lets her know who's in charge and who she's dealing with. And she better not mess with him. And her attorney just sat there. And the judge just sat there. Oh, I find this so freaking outrageous. All right, we're at 18 minutes. Shit. All right, here we go, part 15 or whatever.